The Create Sifter is a block that you can use to turn gravel or other blocks into materials that can be helpful, but the real question here is, are they any good for automation? Or is it better to just use the traditional Create Iron farm where you wash gravel, you sift out all the flint and the nuggets, you combine the nuggets, and then you get the iron ingots? Well, in my FTB Skies 2 playthrough, I had this question, and so today, that's what we will be answering. Is the sifter any good for automating iron? When you look at my platform, what do you think it's missing? What aspect of this game do you think it's missing? What could we use that's better? We could use a mob farm. We could use, I don't know, somewhere to see animals. But, today we need to set up automated iron. And there are a couple ways to do it in this pack. A few of them involve seeds. A few of them involve these crystallization, the clusters. But one of them involves a mod that I think we all know very, very well at this point. So today's goal is to automate iron, and we will probably get that at some point, but we have to go through some more quests here. There were some optional quests that we did not hit on the way to getting iron last time. Now, I'm just going to save you the trouble of having to watch all of this, but basically what I did was I just went through a bunch of quests, and I got everything set up to actually start working with the sifters, and since that's what this video is about, we're going to pick up right after I have just gotten everything that I need to get the sifters set up. And, there's a little bit of an embarrassing part in here where I can't figure out how to use a water wheel because I don't know why. There was something off this day that I was recording this, but here you go. Here's the sifters part of the video. It's this for the rest. Just enjoy it. Okay, well, there's that. Do I have any more of these big torches? I don't think I do. Okay, we'll just use regular torches for now. There's that. Boom, 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 and boom. Okay, this is not rotating with enough speed, so we need to gear ratio that. What the heck is going on here? Oh, it's raining. Oh my gosh, it's so dark. It looks like I'm in some sort of... Whoa. That's really cool. I like the rain shield. Okay, I need you industrial hemp fiber, because I want to make something. Yippee, you better. We can skip... Yay! We can skip the rain and the darkness. Yay! Yippee, yippee. Thank you, Mr. Rain Shield. But now we're getting into create mod. So how do we get andesite alloy? You know what? You know what would probably tell me? We are looking for create early game rotation, mechanical meals, enchantable machinery. You can enchant them? Oh, that's cool. Oh, this is create 6. Oh. Yeah, hypertubes in here. This needs to be faster. That's the goal now. We need iron to get this andesite alloy, so I'm going to sacrifice 2 pieces of our iron here for some andesite alloy. There's so much in here. I'm getting information overload by just looking in here. So we can use diorite, and then we can use stone to also make andesite. Diorite, and then we put the diorite like that. There we go. There's some andesite alloy that will get us started, because we need a lot of cogs here, as well as gearbox. Oh, no, we don't need gearbox. We just need a lot of cogs. So we'll do half these and then half these. This is ugly, and we do not like it. We want it to be prettier. Not that any of this would ever be in the thumbnail, because, I explained that all the thumbnails are made specifically to appease the YouTube algorithm. Ooh, the mystical algorithm. That should be a mod. Mystical algorithms. There we go. Will this big one work? No. Okay, we'll save the big one for a later date. They do provide more power, but they do rotate slower. So for this gearing up ratio, whatever, it will not entirely work to how we're trying to do this. No, I don't want you right now. Big gear, small gear, andesite casing, big gear, small gear, andesite casing, big gear, and the small gear, just like that. Now, I have enough gearboxes to where I can... All right, can I place it? Yes. And then cog underneath. There we go. All right, that's automated for now. This mod makes me very happy when it works. When it works. It's totally not my fault that it didn't work there. That should be automating a little bit of iron. I think I have to pump this out using create mod stuff. I don't think I can pump it out using traditional means. Wait, okay. Actually, you know what? I want this high up to see if I can put a chute underneath. And then with the chute, oh, we already got 1 prosperity shard. Nice. With this, can I just, boom. All right, that works. And then I don't want all this. I need iron plates for the chute, which means I need lots of iron, which means this actually has to run for a little bit. And the way I get iron with this is like you combine it. Yeah, and then this iron has to get smelted. Yep. I have so many of these essences and random just chunks and all kinds of craziness. Do I have any dirt I can expand the platform with while we're waiting? No, I don't. So this is where the iron and stuff should hopefully end up at the end of this, like, this quest. My inventory's a mess. Hammer. I do want to hammer this for more dirt, apparently. I thought I was getting sand. Maybe you hammer dirt into sand. I forget. Yeah, it's dirt into sand. And now we just let that run for a little bit while supplying it dirt or sand and picking up the items, putting them in here manually, taking the iron. And our goal is to get a iron block because we need a mechanical press, and as well as 3 extra iron ingots. Prosperity shards also go in here. That's 4 already. Wait, guess we could technically make, how many of these do I need? I need 8, I think. So that's a lot of gold. Never mind. We'll keep waiting. We'll sit here for a second and I'll get back to you when we have enough iron to actually do stuff with. Well, I don't exactly have the iron automated just yet, but it's pretty close now. Let me just give you a quick tour of everything that I have added since that last cut. Over here we have our cows and our sheep, which spawned using some of the delightful dirt. And then this is all the same. This is all the same. I added more water wheels. I have a smelting area. Oh, I had some iron smelting. Over there, I have a mechanical press now. That was probably the last thing I was doing before I cut. A simple compacting drawer here for the iron chunks. I don't know why it cleared the recipe there. It shouldn't have. But I just click the bottom and I can click the top to get the iron chunks. Then I run over here and smelt them. But the way that this is automatically getting them is through the... Hold on, let me run over there. The crushing hammers. Yeah, or the auto hammer. So I have cobblestone being generated, put in this drawer right here. And then this auto hammer is pulling out of this drawer, crushing into gravel, and then crushing into dirt, then crushing into sand over here. And the sand goes into this chest, which goes into here. And then I can also put a lot of sand in here and it will turn it into dust if I need redstone, because redstone comes from the dust and so does gold. But right now I don't really need all of that. And then if we look over here, you probably have an idea of what's going on here. If you know anything about mystical agriculture, that is for in a little bit. But right now I did want to click on some of these quests with you together, specifically this one, making magic. We can work on that, and then let's go ahead and turn this one on, and we, I guess, have officially entered the power age. I don't know, what does this say? Power generation right here. Okay, where is this? Oh, it's right underneath generating resources. So this chapter covers most of the different ways you can generate power. Pretty simple. I think a heat generator is probably first, or a bioreactor maybe. I don't know. We'll have to look into this in a little bit once we want to, you know, get past using the create stuff and start using more industrial machines. Super organized, as you can tell here. I'll worry about storage in a little bit. I think we can make some iron chests or even some iron drawers, make a drawer controller and all that, but I don't think we need to do that. So I need to set another goal, another quest to finish, because the iron is semi-automated. The only issue is we need to craft that iron into the chunks and then put the chunks in a furnace or smelter. But I think you need a set of quartz for the drawer controller, or we could just use seeds here, which I'm leaning towards iron seeds. Like this right here shouldn't be too bad. I have the iron. I have the prosperity seeds now, I think. Well, if I don't have them, I can craft them or not. How do you make these prosperity seeds? I forget. Oh, it goes in the glass jar. I mean, I thought it did. Tempered glass jar with any type of seed, 4 prosperity shards plus temperature normal. Oh, normal temperature. There we go. So once this is done, then we can combine these seeds with a bunch of iron and essences to create iron seeds. Where did it? Oh, they're in my inventory. This will go over here on this altar for the middle, and then for iron, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I just need the essences and we should be good to go. So I'm going to get the essences together. I'm going to automate the seeds and everything, and then I will be right back to finish out this episode for you guys. And yeah, iron will be automated. Let's do this. Now, I quickly realized that the iron seeds would not be very good right now because they would grow very, very, very slow. So I kind of pivoted back to the Create Sifters. I doubled down on that. I went to the Nether. I got a bunch bunch of gear, I got some diamonds, and I kind of just grinded out some really basic materials that aren't too interesting to watch, and I ended up with the full automated iron thing that you can see here. I'll explain it in real time in a second, but to answer the question of this video, is the sifter better than just like a create iron farm that you would normally do with washing and all that? And my answer is yes, this is so much better. The main reason why this is better is because it doesn't create a whole bunch of items just laying on the floor waiting to be washed. Now, I get that in your setup you could have items laying on top of the smelter thing waiting to be smelted with this setup, or you could just pass it in through a furnace. It really depends on how you set it up, but in my opinion, I think that this use of the sifters in this mod pack is probably the best way you can generate iron in the early game. I think we'll probably switch over to mystical agriculture seeds later once we can actually grow those at a reasonable pace with, you know, growth accelerators and all that. But I think that this early game solution is just what we needed to, you know, catapult us into the industrial age, into the early game machines, and not be stuck with the create mod for too much longer here. Well, gamers, there you have it. That's fully automated iron, as well as some other things in here that are kind of, I don't know, semi-automated, where I get a lot of the base resources like diamonds. I can just craft these myself, then throw them in down here. But this is fully automated iron. It's probably the least efficient way to do it, but it's the way that I know how to do it, and this will hopefully carry us for a while. It looks like a monstrosity, and I still need to reconnect all of this back up, but if I do that, then we're overstressed, so we'll just leave it as it is now, and then maybe next episode we will work on, you know, some sort of power situation to where I don't have to use the create stuff as much, and I can focus on some other things. In the time between cuts, I went to the nether. I got my blaze burner over here. The easiest way was a /RTP command. I just did it over and over until it spawned me in a nether fortress, since, you know, it can only spawn you where you can actually stand, so I wouldn't have to actually bridge all the way out there. And I got a little bit of the mystical agriculture stuff going, just some of the quests done. And in the getting started page, we're getting a little bit closer to the end here. Well, the end as in the end of the dragon fight, not the actual end of the mod pack. And then in first materials, this is mostly done. This is where we will probably start next time. There's a few machines in here I need to get together, and then power generation and storage, because the storage situation is rough right now. Applied Energistics 2 would be really nice. Refined storage 2 would also be really nice to have. Just something so that I can keep my items together. But that's enough for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If there's anything else you want me to show off, just leave a comment about it. Oh my gosh, why am I here? There we go. Wait, do I have the thing? Oh, I do have the thing where I hold my inventory out. Anyway, that's going to be it for the iron episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye. Holy moly, this is the first time I've ever released a video on the actual day that I was born, freaking however many years ago, and oh my unk status, bro, I'm ancient now, holy moly.